Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? KMB, the sexy ninja for C Plus Studios and the Paper Saber universe. Welcome to the New World Podcast, brother. I'm exhausted. I'm emotionally spent from last night of night one, WrestleMania 2023, WrestleMania 39 for Saturday on April 1st, 2023 in SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, LA, and Cali. Michael Cole and Corey Graves on commentary. What a show. What a freaking show, man. We started off with Becky G singing the anthem. Really beautiful. That stadium's huge. I mean, huge. It's a really nice stadium. And they had Kevin Hart on the intro for WrestleMania. And I was like, man, this is a big night. This is a huge night. You know, got Kevin Hart. And, my brother, Funky Fan was like, probably because you're friends with The Rock. I was like, you got a point. All right, we have The Miz with Snoop Dogg opening the show, welcoming us, and say, let's do this, hyping the crowd. Snoop Dogg looking fly as ever. I like this pair. I can't wait to see what they do for night two. But I really like The Miz and Snoop Dogg as the host. I thought it was just going to be The Miz, but adding Snoop Dogg to it too, I was just like, okay, I like this better. I think Miz playing off somebody than just being Mizzy, you know, will be better for the show itself. And we're not going to overdo it because that's what I hate. They've done it before, you know, when they've had the host of WrestleMania. Like one year they did Titus and Hulk Hogan. I remember, but they kept on, like, overpowering things. It's like they come out and, you know, what they did with Miz and Snoop Dogg was the right amount of what they need to do with The Miz and Snoop Dogg. Just in my opinion. First match, though. United States Championship match. Austin Theory versus John Cena. And Austin Theory looked great. I liked his gear. John Cena came out with the Make-A-Wish kids, you know, and his new gear as well, G.I. Joe style. You can't see me. But that crowd was feeling John more than Austin. I was right on my pick, Austin for the win. And I was talking to Doug about this. He's like, what does Theory gain from the win? I was like, well, I said it before on my podcast. If Austin Theory beats John Cena, he gets street cred, basically. He gets something in his niche in his belt where he could be like, hey, I beat him. Yes, the build has been and I've said what I said about the empty arena thing. You know, no one giving a crap. But John letting Austin beat him, and hopefully the next night, John shakes Austin Theory's hand and says, hey, you got it, kid. You know, because this is a little push, and maybe that will humble Austin Theory. Maybe make him think, oh, maybe let's try Babyface Theory. Because he's really good at being a heel, but maybe we could give him humble Theory. So, but this match was okay. The one thing, my only complaint of the night, I don't know if anybody else had this, is we need to watch the mics. Where mics are. I know John always calls a match in his, you know, you can hear him calling a match, you know, hip toss, do this, you know. But like most of these matches, you could hear him calling the spots. And that's just technology itself, you know. And you got to have that crowd, you know, they're being as loud as possible. Michael Cole and Corey, you know, on the commentary, you know, but I don't know. There's some points I was like, oh, yeah, they're calling a spot. And I know that happens in professional wrestling. You know, I'm not someone that says, it's real. It is real to the 100th degree. But when you hear them calling spots, it's like, oh, yeah, the magic. You know, it's like seeing the magician, how they did the trick. You know, how you'll see it, you're like, oh, yeah, that's still cool. But I wish I didn't know how the trick was done. So that was my only thing from last night, but I still had a blast. This was just an emotional roller coaster of awesomeness, man. Fatal 4-Way Showcase Tag Team match. Ricochet, Braun Strowman versus Viking Raiders versus Street Profits versus Alpha Academy. Titus O'Neil on commentary. I want more of Titus on commentary. More Titus on commentary. Because he was fun. Street Profits for the win, and these 4 teams did what I thought they'd do. They tore down the house, but I felt the match ran just a little short. Like, I was expecting it just to go a little bit longer, fight forever type deal, but that's just the wrestling fan of me, because these 4 teams were just going at it. Otis is sweaty, looking glorious. You know, I don't think he should wear yellow or gold or whatever he was wearing. You can definitely see the sweat marks. But this was great. I knew these 4 teams were going to tear down the house. Tonight's the women's turn, and I hope they tear down the house as well. Every match on this card has been like, oh. Even my wife, who doesn't really watch anymore like she used to, was like, damn, this was a good WrestleMania night. How are you going to top it now? And I was like, just wait. We got some good stuff on another card, too. Now, Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul on his birthday. And they had a thing backstage as Xavier Woods, up, down, doing a simulation from 2K23 of Seth and Logan. But let's just talk about the match itself. Logan Paul is golden in that ring. That buckshot lariat he does, smooth as butter. He just goes right into it naturally. Great spots. I feel like in his contract, he's like, I got to go through a table at least every single match I do. He had his prime mascot with him, you know, and apparently his manager, KS1, is it KS1? That's what I wrote down. His business partner was in there. Great spot between those two, because Seth was on the table, grabbed the prime bottle, pulled, and Logan landed on that. Bam, bada bing, bada boom. Seth for the win. And I was wrong on this pick. But I was like, okay. But Seth winning is huge. Seth's entrance, what Seth was wearing was glorious. Jeff Jarrett-esque, you know, top. And these two did tear down the house like I expected. They had a great chemistry between each other. And I want to see more Logan Paul. Everyone's saying his contract's up, blah, blah, blah. It's all about money, ladies and gentlemen. Who else should we see Logan Paul go against? Who deserves to go against Logan Paul? Because Logan Paul, maybe Logan and Austin Theory at some point. Maybe Logan and Ricochet. You know, just imagine, because they had that crazy spot at the Rumble. Who's next on Logan Paul's list? You know, don't give him a championship match again. He already did great with Roman, but he doesn't need a championship match. Seth Rollins now should be in the driving seat to go towards the WWE Universal Championship. That should be Seth's next, you know, and with Cody tonight, hopefully Cody wins. Things could change. We heard that Vince was backstage. He was in the gorilla. He had a headset on. He doesn't have any say, so they say. But we shall see. And a lot of things I listen to, a lot of podcasts I listen to, a lot of things I've been watching, everyone's like, now there's a little bit of self-doubt of, should Cody be the guy? Even Becky, Seth's wife, Becky, was on a podcast and was like, shoots a little bit on Cody, like, hey, does he really deserve this? You know, it should be Seth there. And I was like, you're not wrong, Becky. So we shall see what happens after tonight. What happens on the Raw after WrestleMania? What's going to happen there? You know, will we see Logan Paul? Or will he ride off into the sunset, you know, with his birthday loss? We shall see. All right, the 6 women tag team match. Lita, Trish, Becky versus Damage Control. This match was not on my high. Like, I was interested, especially after that promo with Becky saying, you're doing the same old thing, blah, 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 blah. But I gotta say, this match was good. I had so much fun with this match. Lita looked a little stiff here and there, but she held her own. Trish looked great. Becky was Becky, but Becky, and every time we got Becky and Bayley in the ring, it was magic between those two. You know, Trish, Lita, Becky for the win. So I was right there. And we're going to see what happens with Damage Control on Raw. Will Io and Dakota leave Bayley? So we'll see what happens there. But hell of a match. I was surprised. I wasn't expecting the world. I was expecting a cool few spots. But no, they brought it in this match. And they get an awesome clap because they, like I said, it was just one of those things where I didn't expect this match to be good. I expected some fun stuff, but we got more than that, and these ladies brought it. So, Lita, Trish, Becky for the win. Awesome. Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. Dominic had the greatest entrance ever in a correction. Corrections? No, correction. Package of him in jail, in prison, you know, prison Dom. He comes out handcuffs, got the cops around him. I was just like, yes, give me this. Oh, this is so good. You know, and Bad Bunny gets on commentary with the Spanish announce table. I was during the match, Judgment Day comes out. Everyone's like, what's going on? Dominic gets slapped by his mom. Ray spanks Dominic. A great spot. He has his belt on Ray has his belt. He's looking great too. All of us were trying to figure out what was his gear representing. You know, the red and yellow, whatnot. Like, we're like, because he always does a superhero theme. And we're all trying to guess, and we're still looking it up. But this was a fun match. The commentary on this match is what really made it fun. Michael Cole's passion, arguing with Corey Graves. Corey Graves at one point, like, why are you arguing with me? You know, everything from the match to the spots to the things that paid off. Ray spanking Dominic. Who's your daddy? You know, to the commentary, to Ray winning the match. I was wrong here. I thought it was going to be a, you know, dirty win because JD came out, Judgment Day. And I was like, you know what? I am good with this. I originally wanted Dominic to win so he can move on, but I had too much damn fun, and with the outcome, I was like, okay, all right, Ray, you know, all right. And during this, with Judgment Day out there, LWO, the Latino World Order, LDF came out, helped out with the Damian Priest and Finn Balor problem, and everything was just going on every note. Boom, 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 boom. So, great match. Rey Mysterio beat Dominic. Where do we go from here? I would like this feud to be done, but I don't think so. Especially the way Dominic was looking when Finn Balor and Damian Priest were taking him out. So, Bad Bunny being in the house. He's going to host Backlash, our next pay-per-view, May 6th in Puerto Rico. So, I like the fact that we're getting outside of the country for big pay-per-views now because they draw in big crowds. And it's all about the crowd. So, May 6th, it's on the calendar, ready to go. SmackDown Women's Championship match, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. I was right on this one, Rhea for the win, but god damn. The best this match meant the world to me. These two women went at it. This was a fight. This is probably going up there as one of the greatest WrestleMania matches in WrestleMania history. Just great, devastating spots, near falls. You felt the emotion. And after it was all said and done and Rhea was holding that championship, all of us got up and clapped. We were like, oh my God, this was amazing. Charlotte took some crazy bumps, especially to her face, and Charlotte was in the driver's seat driving that match, pushing Rhea to her limit. Rhea just stiff as hell. They're both being stiff as hell. And I like I said, man, this match, after this match, I was like, how the hell are we going to have the Usos and KO top that? But we'll get to that. That was my mindset right after, because I was like, damn. And this great moment where Charlotte's on the outside. She's looking up. She sees Rhea holding the championship, and she's smiling, and she knows they put on a banger. But she also knows that Rhea deserved this moment. Her moment of holding that championship. And Charlotte Flair is happy to do business. And getting that shot of Charlotte smiling and looking up, knowing like, yeah, bitches, we did it. You liked it? You loved it. I loved it. Oh, such a good match. Such a good match, man. Much respect to Rhea Ripley. Brian's backstage doing an interview. He gets an interview with Austin Theory. Austin Theory cuts an Austin Theory promo. Says, "Yeah, I beat John. What now? Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look what I can do." And he walks off. Miz, Snoop Dogg back in the ring. They announced the capacity of the crowd: 80,497. fans in that arena, in the SoFi Stadium. I was like, hot damn, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. I was telling my brother and Doug, I was like, I can't imagine, going from the Stand and Deliver show that was like started at 10 a.m. In Cali. Yeah, 10 a.m. or let's see, 10, 11, 12, around 1:30, almost close to 2 o'clock. That show ending, then everyone in that arena that's going to WrestleMania has to leave that arena, then go to SoFi Stadium, big, because Raw's there, then they have Raw again, in that same stadium where they had Stand and Deliver. But I'm just imagining all right, everybody, all this crowd, whoosh, parking lot, traffic, to the stadium. 80,497 fans in that place. Woof. That's a big number. Pat McAfee, though, makes a return. And it was good seeing Pat. He had on his WrestleMania shirt. And the Miz was like, ugh. But Snoop Dogg was like, yo, Miz, you don't have a match tonight. Miz was like, yeah, you're right. I should be on the card. I should be. And then Pat McAfee's like, well, we could fight. And then Miz is like, oh, we don't have anybody to make it official. And Pat says, well, there's 80,000 fans here. Somebody's got to make it official. But before all this, when Pat McAfee came out, Michael Cole's love for Pat is undeniable. And the jealousy of Corey Graves on commentary is fantastic, because Michael Cole got up. He's like, my best friend's here, And Corey Graves like, stop it! We're calling matches together. We're commentary buddies. God damn that Pat McAfee. But Snoop Dogg was like, yo, hold on. I got an idea. Let's do Pat McAfee versus The Miz. And he made it official. Because why? He's the host with the most. He's Snoop Dogg. D-O-double-G. He made it happen. They got a ref. Pat McAfee versus The Miz. A great spot with one of the 49ers player. Pat looking great in that ring, doing some crazy high spots. I'm just like, ugh. And Pat McAfee for the win. Miz rolls out. Miz is mad. So we're going to see what happens tonight. I just hope Snoop Dogg puts him in another match. That's what I want. I want Snoop Dogg to be like, hey, you're not wrestling this show either. Let's change that. The Miz is like, no, you know. And I hope this time around, Miz is smart enough. He's like, I got my gear on. So that was a fun surprise match for the show, which was awesome. Now we're going to Philly. Philly is hosting WrestleMania 40, April 2024. 40 years of WrestleMania. Damn. That's crazy. 40 years of WrestleMania, you know, and they're going to be in Philly. They showed I saw the logo a while back. I think I even reported it on the New World podcast, but they showed when they were in Philly, they showed the logo, and it's the bell and everything. WrestleMania 40. They got the Roman numeral numbers down, and I was like, yes, bring that back. You know, I think Vince was like, no, we're just gonna do the years now, 2023, blah 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 blah, which is okay, but the Roman numerals is what makes it. Like the Super Bowl has them for like 80 or whatever years NFL's been around, but still, I like the Roman numerals, especially with WrestleMania 30, the 3 X's, you know. So WrestleMania 40 next year in Philly. Now, the undisputed Tag Team Championship. A year-long story in the making of this bloodline thing. One of the greatest stories told in a long time in WWE. The Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. How we got here has been a magnificent ride. A beautiful ride of chaos and emotions and Oscar-worthy performances from both sides. But here we are to finally get the job done to take down the bloodline. Before the Usos came out, we had Little Uzi Vert. I don't know who that is. They're like, Little Uzi Vert. I was like, who? I know there's a Little Uzi. Is this the same Little Uzi? But performing before the Usos came out, They really tried the hype, like, his song has been on the blah, blah, for 12 weeks straight, blah, blah. And I was like, I haven't heard the song. And that was the song? Okay. Is that what the kids like? I guess. My old ass here is like, who? I think all of us were like, who? But Usos come out, show some respect to Little Uzi Vert. You know, they're like, much love. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn come out. No big, like, crazy entrances. No huge, you know, like, displays of, like, coming out on a Jeep or van. I don't know, something like that, you know, coming in on a helicopter, coming down like how Logan Paul. This was about the fight between these two teams. This was about the story coming to an end, you know. And it was just back and forth, near spots. You know, there's spots where I was like, oh, my God, the Usos are going to win. The Usos are, no. These two brought it. And when it came down to Sammy and Jay, 3 haluva kicks in the face, lining them up one by one, holding Jay and like, you chose this, Us. Lined him up for one last one. Jimmy comes. He gets stunnered. 1, 2, 3. The reign of the Usos as the undisputed tag team champions is done. Here we go. What we've been waiting for, folks. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the win. Emotions running high. My emotions were running high because these two I've been following for years, even before WWE, when it's Kevin Steen and Sammy was on the Indies, you know, and his crazy partner in life, El Generico's still out there. El Generico should be happy. El Generico references from the commentary team, like, made me just happy So happy. And these two hugging each other, sharing this moment, two brothers from Canada, and coming up, and there's so much history in Cali as them when they were coming up in the business, getting to WWE, having this moment. They had the medium thing afterwards where Sammy's like, I've never main evented a WrestleMania. Kevin hasn't either. He was champ once, but he never main evented a WrestleMania. And it being a tag team match to close the show, like I said it before, this should have been, and it is, and it was, the main event. And it was huge. Huge. And the Usos going down, and in that media thing afterwards, Sammy and Kevin showed some love. You got to watch this too, because Kevin's like just eating the Snickers. He's just looking like, hey man, I'm emotionally drained. I'm eating the Snickers. Can I get the fuck out of here? Just get out of here. But big night, one part of the bloodline down. Another one to go. Cody and Roman, night 2. I can't wait. I keep saying that. I know it's one of the complaints I get about this podcast is I keep saying I can't wait. Because I can't. I'm just a fucking fan I'm here for everything. And this night 1, was so much fun. It has to go 5 out of 5. Everything ran so smooth. There was never a moment where I was just like, I'm going to do something else. They had my attention the entire time. So, and I hope one day we go back to the one night, but WrestleMania has grown into the big 2 nights. And that's okay. It's a big weekend. Brings, it's something for everybody to come to and have a good time. And this WrestleMania, this night 1 is high on that pedestal of WrestleManias. Especially, in the timeline of WrestleMania, because this was a hell of a show. Night 2, everyone on that card, I hope you bring it just as well as they did on night 1. So, and I got to say, out of these, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 out of 7 of the matches announced, I only got 2 wrong. Not bad. Not bad. I pride myself on being right sometimes. Being wrong too is fine as well, but I don't like it. But tell me what you thought of the show. What was your highs, man? Did you have any lows? I hope not, because this show was packed with fun and love and emotion and everything like that. Night 1, April 1st, 2023, WrestleMania, Saturday, done. Now we're on to night 2. Here we go. Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. Go get some merch from our TeePublic store. Get that nWp logo that was created by Penta X. Go check that out. Go get our mascot, the True Sexy Ninja, created by Katie. Just anything and everything will help. You can get mugs. You can get anything you want with our logos on it. And a lot of the designs were by me and Big Daddy. So get your merch. Represent C Plus Studios in a Paper Saber universe, boy! Keep rocking with us. Nothing but love, nothing but respect. I will bring my wrestling knowledge as much as possible to these New World podcasts. And I got a little bit of I feel like this is a compliment. Somebody who hasn't watched wrestling in a few years. And I know you know who I'm talking about. He always comments, and it's nothing but love, man. It's nothing but love, because I love when you comment. I'm just like, yo, at least I got one person still rocking, and it's always here. It is always love, man. Love you, brother. Love you. But it says he hasn't watched wrestling in a few years, but he rocks with the New World podcast because he doesn't need anything else. I will give you everything you need story-wise, up to date, as fast as I can, and you will be updated. And that made the world to me. That was a great comment. I was just like, yeah, I'm doing something. I'm doing something well, and I'm going to keep doing it. All right, y'all. Like and subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with your grandpa. Share with the bum down at Walmart. I am K, am B, the Sexy Ninja, and as always, the New World Podcast is for life.
However, to hang her head because the Queen went out on her shield tonight. But even Charlotte Flair pointed back to Rhea Ripley.